Democrats, they have this unique ability, especially lately, to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Here's Nancy Pelosi.
So the reason I announced this committee, this House Select Committee to address the coronavirus crisis, is so that we can, in the here and now, address as we go forward with transparency and accountability. Others are suggesting after action review, and that's for after action. And there are plenty of reasons why we need lessons learned, as Dr. Fauci referenced them the other day, lessons learned and perhaps new therapies when we have another round of this. God willing, we don't, but if we do. So that's about an after-action review, so we're prepared for the future. This is about the here and now. So we think that it would be very important with transparency, bipartisanship, accountability, that we proceed all together in a way that unifies our country, addresses the concerns that we have about the health and well-being of the American people, the safety of our workers who are meeting their needs, as well as the impact on our economy. I'm very excited about it. It was a good model from the Truman era during World War II, so to watch out for the contracting and the rest then. I think it's something that should be welcomed by the Republicans and the administration.
It's unbelievable how tone deaf they can be. We have polls. They have the polls too. Do you know what the American people have liked so much about Donald Trump during this coronavirus response? The one thing they've loved, even people who disagree with him, he hasn't made it political. Yeah, he's slapped around reporters a few times, but he has not made it political. He's not gone up there and throw stones. When people were scared, when people were desperate, the one thing they want is don't play politics with my life, with my job, with a deadly disease. Don't do that. So what is the one thing Democrats come out and do? They play politics. On top of that, she didn't mention it. You know who she put in charge of this little task force? Clyburn, that idiot congressman from South Carolina who right before the economy collapsed and all this stuff happened actually went on cable TV and said that, wow, when he was asked about how great the employment was in the black neighborhood, because there was record low black unemployment, and Clyburn gets on there and says, well, black people had full employment under slavery too. I'm not making that up. He actually said it. And that's the idiot in charge of the task force. So you know he's going to be out there saying a million stupid things throughout this process, when all Pelosi and the Democrats had to do was sit back and shut up. Look, we're going to approach 30% unemployment. Presidents do not keep their jobs at 30% unemployment. It just is not something that is done. Unless, of course, you're so stupid, you decide you're going to publicly make the problem worse. Not only did they pass that stupid coronavirus bill, but Pelosi publicly tried to get a raise for Congress. You can't even make up that kind of idiocy. Trump responded.
I want to remind everyone here in our nation's capital, especially in Congress, that this is not the time for politics, endless partisan investigations. Here we go again, have already done extraordinary damage to our country in recent years. You see what happens. It's witch hunt after witch hunt after witch hunt. And in the end, the people doing the witch hunt have been losing, and they've been losing by a lot. And it's not any time for witch hunts. It's time to get this enemy defeated. Conducting these partisan investigations in the middle of a pandemic is a really big waste of vital resources, time, attention, and we want to fight for American lives, not waste time and build up my poll numbers, because that's all they're doing, because everyone knows it's ridiculous. So we want to focus on the people of this country.
He's not wrong. But you have people like Governor Gavin Newsom of California. Again, I know I don't have to remind you because you're going through this. We have people who are losing their jobs, losing their businesses, losing things they've worked decades to achieve as we speak. At the same time, we have people dying in New York City and other places in the United States of America of a deadly disease. And this is what the governor of California went on TV and said.
I'm wondering if you see the potential as some others in your party do, for a new progressive era, if you want to call it that, in national politics and policy, and whether there's the opportunity for additionally progressive steps, such as the ones that I listed on the national and state level going forward, because of this crisis.
Absolutely, we see this as an opportunity to reshape the way we do business and how we govern. And that shouldn't put shivers up the spines of, one party or the other. I think it's an opportunity anew for both parties to come together and meet this moment and really start to think more systemically, not situationally, not just about getting out of this moment, but more sustainably and systemically to consider where we can go together this historic moment if we meet it at a national level and a state and subnational level. So answer is yes.
An opportunity? Don't use words like that, man. Don't use words like that. Even though we all know that's what you're doing, at least hide how scummy you are. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I'm right. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.